of different pictures or illustrations. You know, the Christian for that freedom, aren't they? But there's something that comes at the end of the school year. Some kids, what the expectations are, or not getting any communication at all from the boss there about how effectively you're meeting those expectations. It can be very much a struggle, a frustration there in trying to understand how effective am I? Do I need to improve? Do I need to do anything better? And I think that as we look at this thing of discipleship, there's three things that I want to consider here this evening in the context of discipleship that'll give us the ability to grade ourselves, to evaluate how effective in this thing of discipleship. We've looked at it here a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? In the context of evangelism or soul winning and reaching the unsaved. The Great Commission. The word there in Matthew 28:19 is literally the word that we would translate, go and make disciples. How do we complete the Great Commission? Well, it's not just by preaching the gospel, but by bringing the gospel to bear on that person's life and teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I've commanded unto you. In order for us to accomplish that commission, we've got to be effective in this thing of discipleship. In 2 Corinthians 5, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ. One day we will, the 1 Corinthians speaks of our works being put to the test and being judged, if I could use that word, on the effectiveness of what we have built for God. In 1 Timothy chapter number 6, the Bible very clearly does place a bar, a line, a limit on who can or who we ought to be associating with. We see that in verse number 3. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Jesus Christ, and to look at the next word, the doctrine, which is according to godliness, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings. These are things that Paul would point to in the book of Colossians as things that come from our heart. We see this focus on right doctrine, having a right heart. Verse number 5, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. Look at the next couple of words there. From such withdraw thyself. You know, that there is an element here, especially as we consider the right functioning of the church, where we need to be able to understand whether or not somebody is living the effective discipleship life. And we talked about church discipline, didn't we, and how we function together to help us have and develop, to maintain this right heart, this right behavior, this right doctrine. We've got to be careful